Hi, class. We made it to another week. This week, we're going to be talking about employment strategies. Know the mission and vision of the institution that you're working at. Mission of the institution. The mission is a realistic expression of what the organization actually does at the current time. The vision is an idealistic portrayal of what the organization would like to become sometime in the future. Here's an example of UPMC and their mission, vision, and values statement. You can see that it explains what UPMC is, their mission statement, their vision, their values, their concerns, professionalism, respect, charity, collaboration, satisfaction, accountability, and safety. You guys can read through this just to see how it's outlined for all UPMC campuses. Now let's look at WellSpan. WellSpan York, this is their mission and vision statement. Looks a bit different. They have their values as care for all, patient and family centered, working as one, respect, integrity, continuous learning, and stewardship. And then I've enclosed Reading Hospital Tower Health. This is another example of a mission and vision statement. They have their mission laid out, they have their vision statement laid out, and their core values. They all are about the same, but they're just laid out differently and explained a little differently. Lastly is Penn Medicine LGH. I have shown their mission statement, their vision statement, and their core values. You guys, again, can overlook the 4 different mission vision statements from different clinical sites and see how they are laid out and which one you would preferably want to be an employee for in the future. When you're looking for employment, what are you looking for in a healthcare institution? The size. Do you want to work at a hospital that's smaller, or do you want to work at a hospital that may be a center for all emergencies and they have extremely high volumes on a daily basis? What is their work pace? Are they continuously busy, or do they have some downtime? What hours will you be working? Supervision. Do you like how the floor that you're working on is being supervised? Do you enjoy the people you work with? Patient population. What kind of patients are you dealing with? Are you working at an inner city hospital where you're dealing with poor historians? Or are you working in a hospital that is in an upper class section of a city and now you're dealing with wealthier people with higher demands? The location. Location is important depending on where you live and how far you want to travel. There is always other criteria. And then how many studies will be required per day? How often will you take call? If you're beginning to start a family, call may be a factor for you. If you're fresh out of college and you decide that you want to pay off your student loans relatively quickly, you may want a place that offers unlimited call so that you can get to your goals quicker and start a family sooner. If you were the patient, what are you looking for as a patient in a healthcare institution? This question can somewhat guide your attitudes and beliefs. Walk into one of the centers, see how you're treated. Did someone greet you when you walked into the center, or did you feel ignored? Did you feel as though they had a sense of direction and they could help you and let you know where you're going to be going? Or did you feel like they were just as lost as you were? This is something that you want to take pride in when you choose a place of employment to make sure that you, as well as the other staff members, are well educated and are able to help the patients with whatever their needs or concerns are. It is important as a person who is looking to be employed through a healthcare system to research the position and organization that you may call your future place of employment. You're going to want to bring copies of your resume, your current certification documents if you're certified in CPR, assisted cardiac life support, any kind of documentation after you sit for your boards. You want to take a test drive to make sure you know where you're going and if you need to have money for parking or if they have designated parking for visitors/students. If you know the type of equipment that the facility uses, it might be beneficial to you to know what kind of equipment they use and educate yourself on that equipment. Prepare a list of questions about the facility and benefits. I often find that people don't ask questions, and I think that that is a mistake on their part. How many studies does the typical employee perform? Be sure to cover tattoos and to remove your nose rings, etc. This is a little bit of a thing from the past. A lot of the healthcare facilities now do not require you to cover your tattoos and to remove piercings and cover your colored hair and such. As long as you remain professional and treat every patient like a family member, your appearance isn't too concerning as long as you're professional and clean. Put the cell phone away and turn it off. During your clinical rotation, your cell phone will be placed in your locker and you will be able to have it during your 30-minute lunch break. If you have a child or someone in your family that is sick or needs your assistance, you just let the facility know that you're going to have your cell phone on you today in case of an emergency. Otherwise, the cell phone is to be put away. Lastly, ask about next steps and write a handwritten thank you note, letting the clinical site know how much you appreciated their time and all of their knowledge. Career Services. HACC provides resume writing workshops if you would need help with that. I recommend you attend a career day and the job fairs to see what field you want to go into and get some of those pending questions answered. Submit your applications in a timely manner. Research the hospital, patient population, physicians, and types of equipment. Practice interviews. I will be more than happy to sit with you if you would like to do a practice interview or if you need help writing your resume. Network. Rely on your core people to help you be successful in your career services. Clinical rotations are a great interview process. So when you guys attend clinicals, you're going to treat that like an interview that you're going to every single day with the potential to be hired. And lastly, check the hospital websites for postings. Check to see if they have anything open, maybe what their reviews are, and get an idea of where you would want to do your clinical rotation. Lastly is your resume and cover letters. Resume writing tips in your text and our Career Center can help create and review your resume. There is many resources on the internet that can walk you through the process of creating a resume. I've also attached to D2L some examples of resumes. Keep in mind when you're creating a resume that you must attach a cover letter. The cover letter will allow you to speak to qualities you may not be able to address on the resume. Think of your cover letter as a table of contents in a book. Keep track throughout your classes of types of equipment you've been exposed to, enrichment activities, types, and number of procedures performed. Your personal quality traits, some examples may be your loyalty, your customer service, professional demeanor, and your energy levels. Your clinical experience is a job interview. Make it count